I'm Elinor Cook. I'm a playwright and I am adapting this version of Ibsen's The Lady from the Sea.
Hi, I'm Kwame and I'm directing this adaptation of Ibsen's Lady from the Sea. And Elinor she has a very interesting relationship with the sea, doesn't she?
She does.
How would you characterise it?
I suppose it's kind of two things at once, isn't it? Because on the one hand, it's freedom and it's joy and excitement and thrill and pleasure. And on the other hand, it's terror. And she's drawn to what's going on beneath those waves, but she also doesn't know what's underneath those waves. And so she's grappling with that element of risk and that kind of, she has that pull to kind of dive in head first. But of course, who knows what she's going to be met with on the other side. Yeah,
it sounds like all of the things that I feel when I think about the sea.
Yeah, maybe we should talk a bit about the setting,
yeah,
because I think that feeds in quite nicely to what you're talking about, your relationship to the sea. So where we're setting it feels quite important.
Yeah, I mean, I think, as with any work, any new work or any classic, that one has to find their personal way in. Something that otherwise you're just restaging a museum piece, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so for me, vis-a-vis my relationship with the sea, I wanted to think about where it could be set that would reside with me, and allow the themes of the piece to rise to the surface, if you'll excuse that metaphor. But and so it felt like I wanted to place it in a Caribbean island. And I know when we think about Caribbean islands, we only think about beaches and sunny Barbados maybe, and kind of the pools. But the island that I herald from, or at least my parents herald from, is called Grenada. And in the middle of Grenada is a rainforest, and then there's a mountain range, and there is such geographic difference in that island. Like Jamaica, for instance. Antigua, for instance, is an island that's very flat. Jamaica and Trinidad is very lush and very hilly and mountainous. And it felt like a really good place to set it. And also, because, for us making theatre today, I want, diversity on stage is important. It's not the driver, but it's important. And I wanted to find a location where everybody could be naturally.
Yeah.
That it's not kind of enforced. And kind of the Caribbean circa 1950s is a place where you found the world.
Yeah.
There was Caucasian white, there is African, there is Indian, there is Asian, there is like every Chinese, like everybody was there. And so it meant that we could have this really open palette when it came to casting. And set it in a world that felt natural to the themes of the play. That was my take. How were you dealing with it? Or how did you deal with it when I first said, yeah, it's the West Indies?
I mean, it just ignited my imagination straight away. I think it fits perfectly. And so in the original, it's set in the fjords. And Elinor is longing for the sea and is swimming in, I think, a bit of the fjord, and is incredibly frustrated by this body of water because she feels like it doesn't give her that expansiveness which the sea promises. And so I started reading about the Caribbean and these lagoons, which are these kind of depthless bodies of water, which, in certain lights look almost black. And we decided that that's where Elinor is going to be swimming, and there's something about that which is kind of, it's this wonderful tourist attraction. Everyone thinks it's beautiful. Everyone, is flocking to go there. But there's also something that's slightly sinister, slightly disturbing about it. It's got that lovely duality, and of course you've got the ships coming in every day, bringing clusters of tourists.
Absolutely.
And they kind of wash in. And
wash out.
Yeah, exactly. The port is teeming with people, and then they go. And what's it like to be the people who don't have the opportunity to wash in and wash out? You're just there, and what's your relationship with those people who are just blowing in and blowing out every day? And yeah, that felt like something that could translate so brilliantly to a more contemporary setting.